Happy Monday, and I am jumping on today. Well, I'm going to actually jump on 4 days this week to do a little teaching. Um, because I'm going to make up for the time I haven't been on live in a while. So I'm going to jump on every single day, probably around this time, just to do some teaching on healing, personal growth, etc., etc. So today, I hope you all are having a great Monday so far. I am going to give you a little Monday motivation to get you started this week, so that you are able to put this in your mind that it is time to start your healing process. Stay on. If you have fallen off the track of your healing process, it is time to get back on. If you haven't started yet, you only got a couple of months left before this year is over. It is time to do something different. And that is the topic today. It is time to do something different. I get numerous calls every day about what is not working, but I never hear anything about what is working, or well, let me try this, or no, they resort to doing the same old thing. So this week, I want you all to try to do something different. And that's what this topic is about today. Doing something different. Okay. And I know that that's scary because change is scary. We don't do a lot of changing because we stay stuck in our comfort zone. We always feel like if it's not broke, don't fix it. But technically you are broke. You're broken. Okay. And you have been sitting around trying to do it your way for a long time and nothing is working. You get up every Monday. You say this is what you're going to do. Now, I'm one of those people, and if you're a client of mine or want to be a client, I am one of those people who are a stickler about writing down what you're going to accomplish for the week. It doesn't have to be major goals, but it has to be something that's attainable that you're going to actually go out and do. So when I write down my goals, like for this week I needed to get in touch with a couple of people. Okay. So I put that down. I did have some more appointments apparently again this week. So I had to write that down. I also put down, okay, I'm going to do 4 videos this week. So I decided to write down the title of the videos that I was going to talk about. I decided to come up with the content behind the videos that I was going to talk about and the content for what I was going to do. I write down everything that I need to write down. Everything does not go as planned. I also write down something different that I was going to do. What was I going to do different this week? And this week was the 4-day of going live continuously. 4 days doing something different. And a lot of times we don't do anything different when it comes to our healing and our personal growth is because we're scared. We're scared that something's not going to work out correctly. So we decide that we're not going to do it. And if y'all hear my puppy in the background, it's because I'm sitting in a new place. I'm not in my office. I hate the lighting in this house and the lighting in my office. So I'm using my laptop and I'm in a different place in my house. So if you hear the puppy, it's because he's not locked out like I usually have him locked when I close my door to my office. So excuse that for right now. But going back to what I was saying, we don't try anything different because we fear that it's not going to go right. And then we're going to go right back to where we started from, which is okay. You're not going to do everything right the first time. My son yesterday was cooking some pasta that I was teaching him how to cook over the phone. And I asked him, I said, well, how did the pasta come out? And he said, well, it was a little too cheesy. I said, well, you know what? You could always go back and fix that. Also, practice makes perfect. You did something different. He decided to do something different that he had never cooked before by scratch because this wasn't something that he had a recipe for. This was something that I taught him over the phone, but he tried something different and he was proud about trying something different. Also, this little story, and I'm not comparing anybody to a dog, but my puppy gets out of the car every single morning at our new park and he wants to go the exact same way every single time. Now, I have pulled him to the other direction, but he'll go that same exact way every morning. He wants to go the same exact way. So finally I said, you know what? Okay, fine. Let's go that way. Which if we go that way, there's nothing over there. Okay. It's just a street and we will have to still end up turning around. Okay. But I had to show him, even though he doesn't understand, but I had to show him that you want to continue to do the same thing over and over and over, where if we go the opposite way, it's about 50 different directions we could go in. 50 different directions, but he was continuously wanting to go the exact same way because for some reason in his mind, he must have thought, if I tried today, it's going to be different. It's not. If the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over and over, and if that's what you're doing and you're not, you wonder why your healing is stagnant, you wonder why you can't seem to get, things done when it comes to your healing, it's because you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over. Okay. And if that's okay, if you have decided that, okay, I don't plan on healing right now. This is what I have decided. I'm just going to stay like this. And I'm just going to watch and see other people go ahead of me and grow and prosper and do all of these things because I'm too afraid to step out and try something else to do. Okay. You are afraid. You're afraid of what people are going to think if you try something different. I was in the same exact situation. Okay. Literally, when I decided to become a coach, I heard all of the noises, why I couldn't do it, why this wasn't going to work for me, why just blah, 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 blah. Okay. It was the voices, but guess what? That vision for them, for me was not for them. So it wasn't going to mean that I wasn't going to try it. So I wanted to do something different. I got tired of cleaning houses. I've been cleaning houses for 20 years. I've been running that business. And after the last people that worked for me, I never ever want to deal with people who work for me again. She disgusted me. The whole hiring process was disgusting to me. And I was over it. And I was ready to do something different. Is doing something different hard? Yes, because I don't make the money right now that I was making in my cleaning business. I was making money every single solitary day, even in my sleep. I can make the money. I can make the money on the weekends. I was making money in my cleaning business. Okay. So trying something different, stepping out, doing something different was very scary. But it didn't stop me from doing it. And I started, to training to become a life coach or transformation coach 2.5 years ago. So I should have started a long time ago to be where I need to be now. But because I kept being afraid of what people was going to think about me, what people were going to think about me doing this particular work, so I continued to stop, start. That's what I did. And guess what starting and stopping did? Put me 2.5 years behind my peers because I was too afraid to do something different. Two, the reason why y'all don't like to do something different is because you're scared that you may fail at it. And it's okay. You know what? You might fail. I might fail, but if you don't, you won't know until you try. So if you're in your healing journey, and if I've repeatedly told you to go for a walk, or if I repeatedly told you to start taking care of your skin, or if I repeatedly told you to journal, if I have repeatedly told you to do something to take your mind off of what's going on with your life, and you have not done it because it was scary to have those, sometimes it is scary to have new thoughts. We've been thinking depressive, negative thoughts for so long. Sometimes it does scare us if we decide to think new thoughts. I was once afraid of doing something different when it came to my thoughts. I didn't think I could be happy also while being broken. Okay. So I was scared to think, to think different thoughts because I didn't think I could be happy while I was still in my mess. But that's a lie. That is the myth that you have to have all of yourself together before you can smile again or before you can be happy, so you can be happy again. That's the myth. You can do those things. You can be broken. You can still be going through things, but you can also still be happy. Third, what I hear about people saying that they can't do anything different because they don't have enough time, which is a complete lie to me. I do not care what you do have time to change. You do have time to try something different. You do have time. I know people right now who waste all their time on the phone. I know people who waste all their time running around behind the same people. I know people right now who run around in different clubs and stuff. I know people right now that do something that they have no business doing when they could be healing. when they could be doing something to make their mental health better. So that whole I don't have time thing, that's just something you have created in your mind to keep you from doing what you're supposed to do. I used to be the same way. I didn't have time to work out. Well, I found time to work out. I didn't have time to walk. Well, I didn't have time to walk at first because of the way I was going to walk. I was literally getting up maybe 1 hour before it was time for me to head to work, go walk the dog, then I'm rushing because now I got to go straight to work. Well, I could have gotten up an hour earlier, which that's what I did. I got up an hour earlier because I went to bed doing something different. I used to go to bed kind of late, but now everybody who knows me knows that I'm in the bed 7, 8 o'clock at night. I am going to get my time in with my sleeping. Okay. So if I wanted to do something different, I knew that I had to get up in the morning, which was a lot earlier than I was getting up to walk the dog and then have enough time to stick his butt in the car to go do my walk. And that's what I do now. I did something different and I got different results because I started to lose the weight. I also got a peace of mind before I headed to work. And that's the exact same pattern that I follow right now. So when you tell me that you don't have time to do something different, you're lying. You're lying to yourself and you are procrastinating and you are stopping your growth and your healing because you're not making time for what's important. But I do know for a fact you're making time for people that are not important to you, things that are not important to you, and you're going places that are not important to you. That is easy to do, but it's not going to help you. Okay. So this week, I want you to do something different. I want you to try anything. If you have been journaling and it hasn't worked for you, that's only if you have been doing it consistently for the last 3 months. Don't come to me if you have only been doing it for 2 days and, oh, this is not working for me. I don't want to hear that. But if you have not done something that I've been telling you to do, or what, because I'm pretty sure if you're listening to me, you listen to 1,500 other people, which is a no, but okay. But think of something you could do different. If you want to go out more, if you think you need a social life and you haven't done anything and all you've done is sit in the house, like myself, like there are days when I don't like to go out. Yes, because I am an extrovert introvert. Like I'm very outgoing once I'm out there. I love talking to people. I can talk to the world. But there are days when I'm like, do I really have to deal with people today? Like there are days when I just don't want to deal with people. Like I don't want to people. And I knew though, especially here in Texas, I knew that I needed to get out. In South Carolina, I got away from being able to get out because I already know half the people in the state. So I didn't care to see these people anymore. But guess what? In order for me not to be homesick, in order for me not to, sit and waddle in my self-pity of being in Texas alone without my bestest friends and some of the family that I did associate with back home, in order for me to learn Texas, I had to do something different. So I had to get out. This week is one of those weeks where I'm getting out a lot more. I have like 3 different brunch plans with 3 different ladies this week. I don't know these women. I just met these women online. But if I did not put myself out there, if I didn't try something different, how am I going to make it here in Texas? I cannot sit in this house all day, every day, after day, getting depressed and sad. Some people are not going to show up at my door. People are not going to just knock on, come up to me and say, hey, you from, wherever, and welcome to the state of Texas. We're going to be your friend. That's not how it's going to work. So I have to do something different this week, and that's what I'm doing. No, I don't usually like to go out to eat with people I don't really know because I'm like, what are we going to talk about? Even though I can talk to anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I want to be established here in Texas. So I'm going to make myself established here in Texas. I'm going to actually be going out this week doing something different because I want different results in my businesses. I want different results in my life here in Texas. Okay. So you have to do something different this week. Be committed to that. If it's going to help you, be committed. And I say do something different, you don't even have to actually go do anything. You can do something, stop doing something that you know that has been harmful to you. Okay. If you sit on the phone arguing with somebody all day, then you need not to do that this week. If you're constantly on the phone talking to somebody every day, all day long, and you're not getting anything done, you're gossiping, you're just dealing, I cut all that stuff out. Cut all that stuff out. If the person that you're on the phone with, you either talking about, if you're not talking about business, your personal development, your growth, like, why are you talking? I remember being that person. I remember being on the phone all day long, gossiping and talking about stuff. But guess what? I got nothing done. Nothing was happening in my business. Nothing was happening in my life. So now I don't get on the phone. And when I do get on the phone with my friends, it is during my downtime, when I don't have anything to do, when I'm not doing what I'm doing right now, when I'm making room for things to grow in my life. I don't get on the phone anymore. I don't talk on the phone anymore. I even tell my mother, if she calls, she'll say, well, what are you doing? I haven't talked to you yet because I'm busy. Because you're not talking about anything. You're pulling me away from what I need to be doing. And 9 times out of 10, the people who you are talking to ain't doing nothing with their lives. So all of y'all ain't doing nothing with y'all lives together. You get what I'm saying? Check your surroundings. Check the people who you are close to. Okay? So do something different this week. If you have bad habits, you need to undo those bad habits and learn new habits this week, okay? If you know that you need to go for a walk, because I always hear it all the time, well, I need to go for a walk, but what? What's stopping you from walking out of your front door and walking in your neighborhood? What is stopping you from doing, and you ain't even got to do the whole 2 to 3 miles like I do. You could do 20 minutes. Sometimes if you start walking for the 20 minutes, that usually is about a mile. You won't even know that you're doing it. And you can go at your own pace. I go to my park every morning and I see people older than me. When I'm huffing and puffing around that park, I see people older than me that are just taking their time and they're walking that exact same miles. I'm walking just at a slower pace, but there's nothing stopping them from doing it. If you have to drive to your park, do that. That's what I do. So there's nothing stopping you from doing something different this week, and this is what you need to do. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why it is important to do something different in your life so that you can stop with the whole, I can't, things are not happening for me. What are you doing different? What are you doing different? If you're not doing anything, if you're not helping yourself, you will stay stagnant in your growth. It's just going to be that way. It's just going to be that simple. If you're doing the exact same thing over and over and over and over, you are not going to get any different results. If you have decided this week, I'm going to continue talking to this person because maybe this week this person may change. Maybe if I give this person one more chance, this person might be better. Stop it. Stop it. Okay? I did that before. It is not going to work. You're wasting your time, the time that you could be doing the things you need to do to help with your growth. The things you need to do. Why can't I say that? The things you need to do to help with your healing. If you are grieving and you need to take that time out alone, you need to learn how to say no this week. I don't want to be around anybody. Just because you are alone doesn't mean you're lonely. Okay? Let me say that again. Just because you are alone doesn't mean you're lonely. It just means you need some time to yourself. And I do this a lot. Again, a lot of you all are afraid of doing something different because you're afraid of the people that you may have to leave behind. And guess what? It's going to be okay. Remember, I told you, when you leave those old people, when you start your healing journey, you will find out that there are going to be people that you will no longer want to coexist with. There are going to be people you're going to say, why have I had this person in my life all these years? It's going to happen. Whether you like it or not, when you start leveling up, there are going to be people that you have to leave behind. Either they're going to come along with you on the journey or they're not. But you can't stay back there because you're so busy waiting on somebody else to level up with you. It's not going to happen. And if that's the case, you're never going to heal. You're never going to grow. You're never going to get where you need to get in your life. All right. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you need to do something different this week in your life for your healing. Number one, you need to take time. You need to step out of your comfort zone. You're going to have to do that. If you fail, you fail. If it doesn't feel good at first, it'll get better. You need to stay the course, step out of your comfort zone, and do something different. I know that things are so comfortable where we're at, but if you're so comfortable being there, why are you so broken? Why are you so hurt? Why are you so depressed? Why are you crying all the time? That's not a good place to be, right? So you need to step out of your comfort zone and find new people, find new things to do. I know that a lot of you all say, well, that place was my happy place, or that person used to make me happy. Well, they're not making you happy anymore. So you're going to stay someplace because you're comfortable, but be miserable at the same time? That's unacceptable. And it's going to keep you stagnant, and it's going to keep you behind if you do not step out of your comfort zone. So try something new this week. If the kids are in school, and if you know that the one thing you do every day is come home, clean the house up. Well, how about not clean the house this week? Or that particular day that you clean the house? How about take that same time, either go take a nap, rest your body. That way when you get up, you'll have all this energy and you can clean everything. How about take that time and go get you some Starbucks? Go get you a bagel. Go sit at a coffee shop. Go sit in the park. Remember, I posted in my Facebook group and on Instagram the other day when I ate lunch in my car. It wasn't fancy. It was Chick-fil-A. I was in some workout clothes, even though I didn't work out, but I just like walking around in them because they're comfortable. I'm sorry. I like those. But I sat in my car and I ate a Chick-fil-A sandwich. I had been craving Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is really far from my house now, where we live at now. But so getting to Chick-fil-A is like a little hump and a jump. So I have to literally drive to get there. But I ate Chick-fil-A in my car. I didn't go someplace to get a margarita. I didn't go someplace to sit down and be fancy. I ate lunch in my car on Saturday, just me, myself, and I. I was okay with that. I was listening to some podcasts. I was looking at the traffic go by, and I just ate my sandwich in peace. I didn't come back home. I did something different. And that's what I did. I parked underneath a shaded tree in the parking lot of this plaza, and I ate my lunch. So do something different. Step out of your comfort zone this week. You are going to have to do something different. If you do not journal and you don't think writing stuff down is something that you should be doing, or you think it's weird, or you don't believe in it, try it this week. Okay? Try it this week. 2, you stepping out. The 3 reasons why you should do something different is because it's healthy. It is healthy. Because what happens is you stay the same, you're bored, you're depressed, and that depression turns into resentment. Then it turns into envy. You start envying and scrolling through everybody else's life. Now you're envious, you're feeling some type of way because you are not doing what they're doing. You're not where they are or where you think you supposed to be. It is unhealthy to stay the same. If you know that you need to lose weight, you know that your doctor has been telling you, hey, your blood pressure is up, there are some things that you need to do different, then you need to eat different. Okay? I don't particularly care for fruit, but guess what? I eat it now. I don't particularly care to eat healthy all the time, especially living now here in Texas where I can eat something different every single day for 30 days, every day, every month. Okay? That's what I was doing when I first got here. That's why I gained all of that weight back that I lost when I was in South Carolina. You can't do that because it's unhealthy. My blood pressure shot back up. So this week, instead of eating pizza and eating Chick-fil-A, I've decided that this week I'm only eating healthy. Again, I'm back to eating healthy and drinking my smoothies because I know for a fact that it's unhealthy to do the same thing over and over and over. So if you do something different, it is healthy. You need to do that. This is something you have to do for yourself. Remember, healing ain't just about healing your mind. It's about healing your body. It's about doing things, if you haven't made an appointment to the dentist, go to the dentist. Okay? If you haven't made an appointment to get your skin looked at, go get your skin looked at. Things that you need to do for yourself, you have to do something different, period. And if you've never made a dentist appointment, if you've never made a skin appointment, dermatologist appointment, you need to do that. If you are a woman and you know that you haven't been to the gynecologist in years because you're afraid, if you haven't had your mammogram, you have got to do something different this week. I was that person. I never wanted to get mammograms after I turned 40. I was terrified. I just knew it was going to be me that was going to be diagnosed with cancer. That's the myth. That's just me being a hypochondriac. It's not true. But guess what? I can get all of these appointments done. Sometimes they say things that are good. Sometimes they say things that are bad. Lately, I've been having a good bill of health, and I'm okay with that, all right? Because I did something different. I'm no longer afraid to go to the doctor's office, all right? And number 3, you learn things. How in the hell are you going to grow, heal, if you're not learning anything? Why are you not learning? Why do you not want? You have to continuously learn every single day of your life. There are a lot of things that I'm learning for the first time right now. There are things that I did not know until I know now. If y'all see me doing the TikToks, right? I don't have to do TikToks like everybody else with the tiny waist and the big asses and, showing my breasts off. I don't do my TikToks like that. But what I learned is there are other ways around doing TikToks than showing your ass all the time. I'm not an Instagram influencer. I'm not a TikTok influencer. So I don't do those things on TikTok. But if I didn't learn how to do those things, I wouldn't have been able to do it. I learned something last night from my niece about how to do some videos on TikTok, how to edit and everything. When you do something different, you learn different things. There's so many things that I'm learning now that I've taken the time to learn that I wouldn't have done a couple of years ago if I didn't do something different. You learn different behaviors. You learn different. I'm reading books again that I haven't read books in a long time, but I'm back reading books. I am learning, especially since I'm back in school now, so I definitely have to read. But that was something I hadn't done in a while. But I'm doing something different because I'm learning something different. I'm learning things about my brain that I didn't even know. In order for me to be a mental health counselor, there are a lot of things that I have to learn. And I'm so glad that I decided that I wanted to be a licensed therapist. I didn't want to do it at first. I was nervous. I was scared. But I was like, you know what? I've been coaching. I'm coaching people. Becoming a licensed therapist is just adding to what I already know. And guess what? That's why I passed my first semester, because some of the things that I was doing in my first semester was literally some of the things I've done in my coaching program. Learn something different. It is going to be beneficial for you. Learn something different. Yes, you may have to go it alone when you try something different. Yes, it's going to be scary. Yes, you may fail at it. But at least you tried. So this week, if you're sitting back and just looking at my video and looking at everybody else's videos on TV, if you're just sitting around wishing and hoping you could do it that way, if you never, ever did something before, go find somebody who's done it before you. Remember, I told you all, like today, I'm so proud of my niece for starting her career. She wants to be a journalist. She went to school for journalism. But guess why? Because somebody behind her was telling her she could do these things, right? I was telling her she could do it. Her mother was telling her she could do it. We all were encouraging her. If you want to do something and you are afraid to do it, go deal with somebody who's already did it before. Stop sitting there thinking that you can do it all alone, or I'm just going to do things my way because I'm too embarrassed to say that I don't know. It's nothing to be embarrassed about. There are tons of people. I'm going back at 45 to get my master's. There are teenagers out here who've already had their master's. My niece is 22 years old. If she goes back to get her master's, she'll be 25. Here it is. I'm 45 years old going back to school. I did not know how to navigate the online portal. I didn't know how to navigate something called Blackboard. But I did it by asking. I learned how to do it by Googling and, until it was time for my advisor to call me back. But until then, I was in Facebook groups hitting up other people that were in my particular school's Facebook group. And I asked the question, hey, have you anybody ever, got onto this Blackboard thing? And that's what I said. You learn stuff when you do something different. And I am learning tons of things that I didn't know before. And I'm excited about that. And this is why this week you have to be excited about your healing, your personal growth. If you're going to transform into the life that you know that you have always wanted, you're going to have to do something different. You're going to have to do something different for you, not for anybody else, but for yourself. Okay? So this week, I want you to be committed to trying something different. If you need help with trying something different, ask me. You can DM me. You can email me. People have my text message, my phone number to text me. It is okay to ask questions. Hey, I was thinking about doing this. How do I get started? Hey, I was thinking about, I got a book out here that I haven't been able to market. How do I do that? Hey, I want to learn how to do TikTok reels without having to show my ass. How do I do that? Hey, I want to start my t-shirt business. How do you do that? And it's a great time to start your t-shirt business right now, especially with Cricut having all these sales. I'm going to need y'all to, go ahead and do that too. But you see what I'm saying? You have the ability. You have somebody behind you that's going to help you go do what you need to do. So there's no excuse for you not being able to try something different this week. Okay? So that's it. I will see you all back here around the same time tomorrow. Like I said, 4 days, 4 teachings this week. But today, I definitely want you all to take away from this is to do something different. It's time. No more sitting on the fence. No more saying, well, next year going to be my year. You still got a couple of more months left in this year to make the end of this year your year. Okay? Like I had to restart over in March. So everything has gone out of the window from last year and up until now. So I'm maybe 2 or 3 months behind because I moved to a new state. So I get a little pass because I needed to get myself going and get myself, back together. But guess what? I still have time left to do what I said I was going to do. And that's what I'm going to do. But only if you're doing something different. So have a good rest of your Monday. If you're going to do something different tonight, go to bed early so that you can wake up early so that you can go for a walk. Or so that you can, if you wake up early, just so that you can grab some coffee or your favorite drink in the morning so that you can just sit and have some meditation quiet time. Do something different so that you can get different results. Don't sleep on your growth. Don't sleep on your mental health. It is time to do something different. Have a great rest of the day. I will see you all back here tomorrow. Bye.